Well, hello everybody, my name's Guru. Welcome to Hidden Gems, where I go over things that were underappreciated when it came out, underappreciated now. And today I'm here to talk about Generator Rex, one of my favorite action shows to ever come on Cartoon Network. And the reason for this is because it's just an overall amazing, fantastic show. And I don't feel like a lot of people actually talk about it. I've come across very few people that actually remember the show, and I think that kind of sucks because this show, I remember growing up and watching it, and next to Ben 10, it was one of my favorite shows because Ben 10 was like my favorite shit. I have to say that. It was like my favorite, but this was right up there next to it, and I like the action in this a lot more than I like Ben 10 a lot of the time, and that's because this show had a lot of really cool like slow motion shots and just some overall great fights. And some of my favorite fights didn't even involve the main character. It involved one of his companions. But I should actually get to talking about what the show's about. Generator Rex follows a boy named Rex who has the ability to cure infected Evos. And Evos are basically people have these things called nanites in them that have caused them to basically transform into monsters. And the reason they have nanites is because the majority of people in the world were affected about 5 years before the events we see in the show with nanites and some crazy event that basically infected the whole entire world. And basically the nanites are microscopic machines that give people a numerous amount of different abilities. But usually these abilities come along with a side effect of being rather insane or mutating into some kind of gigantic horrific creature that just runs rampant across wherever city they're in. And Rex's job is to cure them or contain them or even kill them in some situations if he has to. And the thing that makes Rex very important in the show and very important in the world is his ability to cure them, because Rex's ability gives him the power to use his nanites to cure other people's nanites, as well as transform into different machines when he needs to do something. Like he can create a bike out of his nanites that helps him get somewhere faster, or wings, or giant arms, or a sword, or gigantic legs to help him jump higher. And basically he does this under the supervision of a company named Providence. Oh, well, I wouldn't even say a company, it's more like just a government organization that is tasked with basically controlling all the Evo threats all around the world. And he's managed by different people, such as his Guardian 6, who's one of my favorite characters. And as I said, some of my favorite fight scenes don't even involve Rex, they involve 6, because he has some of the best fights. And overall, his weapon is amazing. It's basically these twin swords that when he connects them together, basically can magnetize any type of metal, and he uses that in different situations to like throw giant pieces of like broken cars at monsters and different things like that. And also he just has some really cool like fight scenes, and he's just a badass character all around. He's like my favorite part of the show, next to the main character himself. And another character I quite enjoy is the main villain of the show, whose name is Van Cleese. And basically this guy, he has the ability to absorb nanites as well as control nature, and at least in his home area, where everything's just all the soil and everything's filled with nanites, because he lives in the place where the nanite explosion happened and caused the whole world to be infected like this. And the reason I love him so much is because he's just a really great villain, and overall his design, the way he speaks, the way he does everything, it's just overall really, really cool to see. And he's a villain that throughout the whole show, I've never gotten tired of actually watching and seeing what he's going to do next. And he also has a group of people that work alongside of him called the Pack, and they're just a bunch of different Evos who basically just follow him with complete loyalty, because Van Cleese doesn't believe that being affected and being an Evo is a bad thing, because a lot of people don't like the Evos because most of the time when they see them, it's usually a dangerous threat. So Van Cleese kind of just wants the whole world to be kind of ruled by Evos. He's kind of like Magneto from the X-Men comics, where he believes that being affected and being an Evo is kind of like another step in evolution, and he believes that it's a great thing and that it's more of a gift. It's more of something that will help the world overall. I mean, so that's kind of good in some ways, but he is actually evil, because one of the first things he tries to do is absorb Rex's nanites, which would basically turn him into stone. And that's really, I don't want to say too much because I don't really want to go into spoiler territory, because this is actually a good show. And plus, if I try to talk about the whole show, it's about 3 seasons. Each season's about, I would say, 24 episodes, around 20, 24, and that'd be a lot to talk about. But overall, it's a fantastic show. I'd recommend anybody who loves really good action shows, and if you liked Ben 10, like early Ben 10 and stuff, this is made by a man of action who, as you know, made Ben 10 and works on it and all that stuff, and it's filled with a lot of great action and a lot of great fight scenes, and actually it's a lot of great stories and different moments all throughout it. And overall, the whole cast of characters is just wonderful. And as the show goes on, you'll see some like straight up like crazy moments happen. I really want to say more, but I'm not really interested in spoiling it. So that's really all I want to say. Go check this show out. I couldn't really find many places you could really watch it. You probably just have to look on the internet for some place. You could probably watch it on like YouTube or something, because that's really the only place I really found availability to watch it, because it's just hard to find overall. It was just a difficult show to find. You could probably find it on like DVD or like maybe there's some streaming site that does have it, but I didn't really see any. Maybe I just didn't look hard enough, but I didn't see any actual streaming website that gave you the ability to watch the show. And so hopefully you can find it to watch it, because it's a really good show. And that's really all I gotta say, because if I keep talking, I'm just gonna mumble more, and I'm just gonna talk for like 3 more minutes about the same thing. And that's all I really want to say. If you enjoyed this video, like and subscribe. If you didn't like it, dislike. I don't know. That's really all. Thanks for watching. Peace. I'm out.